Hello. And I know it's very late. It's like really late. It's depending on where you are in the world. It's 11:35 where I'm at. So I wanted to pop in because I'm still working at the computer. I'm still doing stuff here at home and there's still a buzz in the house and there's still things to be finished. So I was taking a break. I popped in and I saw my friend Jason Easterling, who was doing his late night grind and encouraging people to go over and follow me on social media. And we're like collaborating and we're networking. And I was like, every day I try and join in and I try and go live somewhere. And I didn't hit up Facebook yet today. And it's not yet midnight. So there's still time. So I was like, I can do it. So this is my last attempt to be productive, but you can see I'm tired. Um, So maybe not as bubbly as usual. Oh my goodness, is that my coach, Coach Jen? Am I going live? I'm live right now. This is exciting. Jen, I was thinking about you the other day when I was in Kansas City. Oftentimes, when I'm in Kansas City, I always think about the people and the things that I love about Kansas City. But I've been going back visiting my dad, who is, well, he's waiting for a kidney, but with the Omicron, the kidney, well, all the donors have been paused. So just kind of going in and checking in on the maintenance of his mental health and quality of life. And I was thinking, you popped into my mind. It was fun. It's so fun. I'm so thankful for social media to be able to bring me people throughout life. For those of you joining, there's 9 people over here, 7 people over there, 8 people over here, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the different channels. Say something in the chat. Go ahead and let me know where you're joining from, how you're doing. Today at astrology, if you join me on social media, on Facebook, um, I post on my Gypsy tribe, but also on the Paranormal Sarah, the daily astrology. Here soon enough, I'll be doing well enough to post it on my website too. That'd be really something, wouldn't it? Anyway, there will come a day. But until then, you know, I would say that the most popular movement in astrology that people get all worked up about is when Mercury goes retrograde. Dun dun dun. That happened today. Yeah, it sure did. Friday, January 14th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius is an emotional air sign. Not that all air signs aren't emotional or capable of emotion, but typically they're quite dramatic. They are masculine. Hello, Andy, Heather, Rhonda. I'm in Minnesota, but Rhonda, I travel a lot for work. I work internationally, and my family is out of Missouri, so I go there often to visit. Casey Mo. I've got a lot of artists and people that I work with and collaborate with, so I love to stop in there frequently. It's like my second home. So, Kimberly, hello. Anyway, so Aquarius, I will usually refer to it as baby in bathwater, like not throwing out the baby with the bathwater, that old saying referring to back when families would have a bath and the man of the house, the patriarch, goes in and cleans himself first. Yuck, all this, no, working, sweat, stuff. Then Brianna, then you've got the mom and then you go down the line and you get all the way down to when the bathwater's really dirty, like in the 13th Warrior, and they're going around and they're not. Anyway, and you throw it out, it would be so dark and cloudy. You might throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't do that. It's kind of a gross reference, but it's that, a keeping of a clarity. And Aquarius doesn't always do that. So it can be dramatic. And Mercury, our thoughts and communication, so this together, our ability to learn or teach is, man, we're not able to understand it. So there's a struggle. You don't have to be deaf. You don't have to be hard of hearing to have any kind of issues. You're going to have stuff happen again and again and again, and it's going to be an issue. So keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of learning. There's going to be a lot of learning and a lot of understanding that has to happen over and over and over and over and over. And don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. It's going to be misguided. Retrograde means you're looking back over your shoulder. So it's going to feel stretched. It's going to be refracted. It's going to be fragmented. So I want you to think about these things. Keep them in mind for your own space. That happened today, and it's going to stay retrograde for a little bit. Um, they say this is not, the best time to travel. You want to stay grounded. You want to be patient. Back up your electronics. Double unplug and check things, because weather, friction, polarities are going to be turbulent is the word that we will use. Aquarius is air with water in it. So be aware of that. There's a little rebellious. Aquarius is always a little saucy. It's been kind of a lot with the pandemic and the rules and the way things are moving, the changes of the world. Bob Dylan, if you will, making changes. And ritual suggestion, we had talked about doing like anchoring, hunkering down, what confirming or contracting means to confirm. Clarity. How do you get clarity with Aquarius? How do you work with your air energy? What does that mean for you if you're an alchemy, Wiccan, all those things? So, you guys, what does that mean for you? What did retrograde mean for you today? Did you experience any of that in your space? If you did, let us know. Shine, I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm a Virgo, but I do have Aquarius somewhere in my chart. And I like seeing how it pops in there. There's Jason, my inspiration for this evening to be able to pop in. I saw him doing the grind and I thought I can do it too. What a good man out there, really doing what it takes, sending people my way. I better do something. So I've got my tarot deck. You guys know I've got all sorts of decks. If you've got one that you really like over the other, Oracle decks or my Edgar Allan Poe or my Enigma or anything that you've seen on the website that speaks to you, do not hesitate to ask if there's a theme. I have Alice in Wonderland even. But this is my go-to tarot deck. I've had it for years. And with some of the major Capricorn vibes lately, there's been kind of this reoccurrence of nostalgia, vibes from the past, frequencies of what is it that we redo, recycle, recompost, and maybe revisit to understand just how much we have grown and changed and what things have changed and what things have not. The clarity, things that have anchored and stayed that are staying, and things that are going to purge and go and never be seen from again. Tomorrow, I will be joining in and popping on social media like I'm doing now. But tomorrow for Saturday, the moon is going to enter into Cancer. So for those people interested in how that affects you, this is going to be emotions, being a little bit softer, intuition, feeling connected with your loved ones, wanting to reach out a little bit, a home sign. So it's a comforting. Moods are going to feel a little bit more secure. The turtle, the crab, the nomadic, needing to be with, some themes of security showing up. Be aware of your vulnerabilities, what it is that makes you comfort items, cuddling, heart health, things in this area, reaching out, reaching out, showing affection, how the moon in that Cancer space is going to affect you and your loved ones will play into your life. So use it if you want. And for those of you joining in really quickly for me to pull a tarot card for you, all you need to do is give me some permission, and then I will pull a card for you. I've got my deck right here. I've shuffled it until I have felt good about it, and I feel good about it now. So I'm done. Heather says, me. Heather H says, me. Heather? Ooh, Heather, you're worrying a lot. Heather is stressed. Heather has got a lot of shit going on. Speaking about Aquarius, maybe some drama, some discussions, some arguments. This is swords. This is all these swords coming down on you as you're dreaming. Even dreaming of these darn swords, man. They're penetrating your dreams. Do you know what I mean? They are penetrating your dreams. They're sneaking into your thoughts. It's an overthinking. Swords is over air. This is calm down, separate, don't answer the phone, don't listen to that baloney, and definitely allow yourself sleep and grounding. Because yes, the Schumann resonance and the solar flares and all the crazy 5G and wonky energy and stuff like that has been crazy. However, Take some melatonin, take some passion flower, some lotus root, some chamomile tea, CBD. Jennifer Hurl can help you with that. Get yourself, in a comforted state. Tomorrow you'll feel extra able to do that with your items if you need a fuzzy blanket or things like that. And tell yourself out loud, speak out loud kind things, write it down, the goals, amend them so that they can come to fruition. And don't talk to people that are going to bring you down. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. Woo-hoo. Be gone. Don't do it. Don't even answer the phone. So take that into account. I hope that that makes sense to you. I think that it will. So thank you, Heather. Jennifer, speaking of, pull a card for you. She said, ooh, Jen. So this is the 7 of coins. 7 of coins, 7, odd number, it's a gamble. 7, it's on the second hand, and it's the 2 on the second hand. So this is kind of a romantic collaboration, a network, but it's probably a business thing because it's coins, pentacles, diamonds, if we're working in divination of a playing card deck. But this lady, she's there with her basket. She's looking at her fruit. She's there in her wheat, knowing the different from the wheat and the tars. And she's not quite counting her chickens before they hatch. And this is the knowing of when to pluck the fruit, knowing when to act, knowing when to gauge ripeness for the things in your life so that you can invest well. But this is a great card for I think for you knowing when to do that, and a sign of a really good investment and a growth of money right around the corner. So that's a good card for that. Kimberly says, sure, me. So Kimberly, now you, another 9. It's the second 9 already. So a 9, it's almost 10. It's almost there, but not quite. And 9, man, it's right there, right before you get to the end that people, recoil, become self-destructive. All the dead bodies on Mount Everest. It's right. You're so close you can taste it that you look over and then you trip over nothing, man. And somebody steals it. The 9 can be a tumultuous space. So you need to pay attention so you don't pay in pain. But this is cups. So cups is our emotion. It's our vessel. It's going to be chalices, depending on your deck. If it's a playing card deck, it'll be hearts. And just like that, it's emotion, it's your chi, it's energy that is yin, it's feminine. So it's tied to your intuition, semen, spit, blood, all these things that run as a fluid, a fluidity, and that connect us all as a tide, moons, things like that. Lemons, coconuts, a lot of beautiful passion fruits. And Paul Rudd, totally on my mind with this one. And the 9 of Cups is, man, a really good relationship space that's very fruitful. Be careful if you're not wanting to be pregnant. You could be pregnant. This is about growth. This is about love, but not quite the full family unit. That there's going to be an acquiring of something additional, maybe a new pet or a new space, something that rounds out the intuitive family feels, is what I'm getting. Shine, go for it, Sarah. Pull one for me, says Shine. Shine. Ooh, I like this card. I think it's beautiful. The King of Wands, very powerful, Legolas-looking character there, perched on the throne with his scepter. Looks like the Stargate always, very androgynous, but like Japanese and powerful. Wands is fire. Wands is action. Wands is use of force too. And the king is the dominating patriarch, masculine, grandfather, father, but also king, and that it can be a woman, but nah, this probably isn't. This is going to be someone that knows exactly how to do something and does something well, a master of their craft. And it's suggestive of being dominating, being on top, having a powerful force in and around you. If it's not you, it's somebody around you. So very powerful, heated, passionate, and capable. Brianna just got my first tarot deck today. Woo! Good, Brianna. That's exciting. 1/14/2022. This is, there's never a bad day. So I'm excited you've got a deck that you can start to work with. And sometimes I'll draw cards when other people are drawing cards just to see the relationships with them, see what I think. Andy says, man, I'd love a card. Ooh, Andy. This is another pentacles or coins or discs or diamonds. It's finance, investment, thoughts. It's earth energy. It is our thinking. It is our patience. It is our ability to sit with something and have growth of mind. But you can see these wild stallions. It's like Bill and Ted, this Viking, the green man, the man in the iron mask, the knight of coins. There's a knowledge here of something. There is a powerful insight and intuition and an investment that is a go-getter attitude that's going to take risk. It's something like crypto or something in that. It's wild and untamed and not exactly completely, harbored and managed, but it's powerful and it is courageous. The knight is an active earth energy. So this is a good investment, a growth, a fruition of something within money and home. Heather says this is can't sleep for sure. Just found out my moon was in Scorpio and when I was born. That's awesome, Shine. You can learn a lot from your birth chart, being able to understand yourself and others. I love it. Personally, working in psychology, it's very helpful. Helped us? Sarah. Gosh, trying to be bilingual is ruining my brain. Brianna, eucalyptus lotion on your feet before you sleep. That's right. Some people will use Vicks Vapor Rub, but like a real eucalyptus, and be careful. Sometimes it can be quite strong. On the bottoms of your feet can really help you have clean breath. Jennifer says, thank you. You're very welcome. And yeah, I do mean dead bodies on Mount Everest. It's real. And thank you so much on the cards. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I love this deck. I was called to it back in 2003 is when I got this. So it's kind of old. Not that that's old, but it is. So Rhonda says a card, please. Ooh, Rhonda, the first major arcana. And dare I say, and I'll say it, Rhonda, when people think, oh no, is that the card you don't want to get? And you go, no, not so much. The card you don't want to get is the Tower. What does that mean? Well, that means if we were watching Intervention, you fast forward to the spot where it's the worlds, it's things crashing down, shit hitting the fan. The Tower, a suggestion of that Jenga moment where someone pulls the piece and it all comes a tumbling down. And in essence, things are never going to be the same again. However, what I do like about this, and let's face it, I work in forensic psych, so my clients are usually the worst of the worst. I don't believe that. But this is a good opportunity for growth and nothing but growth because you are at the bottom and there's nowhere to go but up. The Tower suggests there was also really nothing you could do about it. Oftentimes that War of the Worlds reference is that it's aliens. It's a narrator that it's we don't even know if it's real or not. And people will be like, and I know, and I just did that. There was nothing you could do. The awareness of shit's hitting the fan. How do I cope? My reaction and ability to grow from this is ultimately the lesson. So get on, strap on for the ride, and woo-ha, because that's where we are. And the Tower says, this is kind of a big life transformation space. The Tower, a great time to completely renovate where you're going and how you're doing things, whether you like it or not. So try and like it. That's what we say, right? About the Tower card. Rhonda, I hope that finds you well. And for those of you guys out there just starting to do tarot readings, I know sometimes that can be some of those areas of awkwardness where you're like, oh no, the devil. Because people, especially those who were raised Christian, can get little willies up their spine when they start hearing D words and certain things, and it can make the conversation uncomfortable or suggestive in a way you don't intend. Divination is only meant to give you information from the divine, and that's your source. So figure out how that applies for you and use it as a map. Nothing more. The map just gives you information. You don't have to follow it. Brianna, may I have a card for starting my new business, helping people clean and organize when they're going through a grieving process. Ooh, I love this. Boom. Brianna. Dang. coins tonight. So, Brianna, this is, and look at how they have illustrated the coins with that earth energy, the green, the gold, fruition, investment, the images of money and tokens and discs and building blocks and effort, silent things, working skill. You can see some of those earth signs popping their way in there. And I love this. It's very steampunk, but modern steampunk, and also like a renaissancey kind of feel. There's the pendulum standing there. I get a sense that there's like time, which is very much an element in earth energy. And 6 is nostalgia. So this is that, man, there's going to be an opportunity for investment or a business idea or something that you really want to grow and build on. But there's this energy and deja vu of, is it going to be like the last time? Is it going to be like that first time? And that can be not damning, but it can taint. um, Tainted Love. The Tainted Love song. And there's a new version of it that I really like that I have on my playlist on YouTube that I just love. And that's kind of the jazz with this. That 6 of coins is, be aware there's some really good opportunity here. Don't let it be tainted by what you want it to be. Let it grow. Don't, prune it so much that it can't. Rhonda, after our last reading, I made some decisions, and yes, very life changing. It does seem like everything has fallen apart, but all for the better peace of mind. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, good. You're welcome, Rhonda. And thank you for sharing that. That always helps me feel better because, the way psychic information works, why don't you get the lottery numbers? It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work that way. Energy, when going in and out, receiving and giving, it is reciprocated and not, it can't grow that direction. It just doesn't work. Michael said, this is such a great way to spend a snowy Friday evening. That's true. And my phone said no snow. Some people said snow. The cattle didn't say snow. The animals weren't grouped together. But yet there's some snow. I smelled it in the air. Sure enough, it's out there. And some people in the cities, I know, Michael, where you are more southern in the state. Oh, you got a lot more snow down there, I know. Yes. How much did you get, Michael? Tell us. Brianna, was that a Taurus and a moon? Yes. The 6, the moon, giving that reference to the inner thoughts and tides and lunar cycles that come and go, come and go. Shine says, yes, I'm a very curious person. Brianna says, I am grateful. Hello, Mandy, Pansha, Rhonda. I didn't know there was an Edgar Allan Poe deck. Yeah, and that is made from just a regular cartomancy playing card deck. I love it. I love literature, so I usually will make tarot decks custom for people. You can check out on paranormalsarah.com out of all sorts of decks that I find when I go antiquing and things. Michael says, man, 9 to 10 inches already and still snowing. No way, Michael. Up here in Minnesota, 9 to 10 inches isn't that much, but Michael, we weren't expecting all that. Dang. And in Kansas City, we'd go, oh, goodness, bless your heart. That's a lot of snow. So anyway, keep us on the insight for that, Michael, and keep warm. Up here, I don't think we're here. I don't think we had that much. I have to go check. Wendy, lost power, says Mandy. Dang. You guys be safe. I do know that the news as it started to blow in has said that this might be a really crazy storm for a lot of people across the Midwest. So if you're stuck somewhere, I hope you like where you're stuck. What is divination? Divination, gathering information from the divine. So how is it that you take in information? Do you do it by the weather and think that it's God? Do you do it by the Bible and take that as God's word and a guide for everything that you do? How do you receive information? How do you apply it to your life? And what filters ethics, culture, society, taboo, societal pressures, all of these things? For me, astrology, science, all my ancestors before me, folklore, Christianity, stories, cultures from around the world, my own life experiences, some quantum theory too. And I love how all of it applies and can be filtered to come to a conclusion, almost as if using something like the scientific method, very skeptical before trying to do something. And tarot, you have earth, water, air, fire in the four parts of the deck. You also have red and black, or the two masculine, feminine, so Taoism and duality. Then you have the ability to do numerology 1 through 10 with the king and queen, masculine and feminine. And then the major arcana is the Sephiroth and the Tree of Life and the 22 pathways found in sacred geometry and things like the Kabbalah and other major world religions. So you can add that to Genesis and scripture, and you can use all of the astrology that correlates to every single card, which is cool. It can be very religious, in fact, and it can be something if you are someone who is bound by Christian beliefs or maybe Muslim or Jewish, all of them can utilize and do utilize divination, but tarot especially because it uses the stars, the constellations, and math and numbers. And so that's math is magic and vice versa. It's universal language. So I really love it. If my birthday is on the cusp, how do I know which way to go with the astrology readings? So if you do a birth chart, so like you go to like astrocafe.com or something like that, or the astrologer we work with on Tuesdays, Matthew Slosier, mslosier@yahoo.com, you can go and put in your birthday, the time, where you were born, right? If you know those things, and it'll give you your 12 houses. It'll give you your 1 through 12. It'll give you your birth chart, and it'll usually give you a predominant sign. So both of my children are cusps, are solstice babies. And so like the Gemma, technically it's a Gemini, but very, very, very close to a Cancer. But that's just the rising sign. So it might just be that your rising sign is a cusp, in which case it means you're going to be malleable, mutable, capable of having the strengths and weaknesses of both of those signs, and probably influenced one towards the other. But whenever I am doing work with people astrologically and then with like their mental health chart and just their body, you're looking at it earth, water, air, fire, and you're mathematically adding up almost like a bell curve. How many earth, how many water, how many air, how many fire? What are your systems around you? What is the external astrology like, this year? How is that? How are you going to feel? Where are you going to be teetering? Like I am an overwhelming earth. Of the 12, 10 of them are earth signs. So I'm very, very, very heavy on overthinking, prone to anxiety, OCD, counting things. I mean, I'm a licensed hypnotherapist and I'm a forensic psychology major. I love to accrue college degrees. Like, this is knowledge, knowledge. This is earth, 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 earth. Absolutely. And that just, it goes through my birth chart. So that cusp, it just means that you're going to have complex face value. People, when they get to know you, they may not, it might seem like there's 4 versions of you. It really depends on who you're around. So there's some alchemy to that, but I love that. It means that you have a lot of different tools to use to add value to a relationship. Brianna, I am also a cusper, but my Vedic Eastern says earlier on the cusp. Well, one of the things I love is a lot of native cultures and like pre-Gregorian calendar. You're actually doing calendars with the lunar cycle if it's more pagan or Wiccan, where you're starting with that 28 days, still 365 and a half, but then you have 13 months. So it kind of lines up to the zodiac in a different way. And you are able to go with the moon, and your zodiac might be slightly different. Seasons, how you're measuring things, but all of it is relative. One of the things I love about magic is it's a lot like life. It doesn't matter if you become a mechanic or a plumber or a nurse or a mom or a janitor or use astrology or tarot or pendulums or whatever. There is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. Those are ethical, moral things. This is just going to be synchronistic. It's going to be what finds you. It's going to be what you like. It's going to be how you use that information and just knowing what filter you're using. Oh, this is a rose colored filter. Oh, this is tarot. Just being aware of what tool you're using, the outcome, your goal, things like that. Those are separate. You're just using these as stepping stones to figure out more about yourself along the way. So, Rhonda, thank you so much for joining us. Mandy, how do I determine this all for myself? Well, depending on how do I determine this, well, depending on what you're talking about as far as this goes, that is going to really change the answer. But if you're wondering about your birth chart, you can get a hold of me, paranormalsarah.com. You can check out mslosier@yahoo.com. He's the astrologer I go to when I have questions. But you can Google free birth chart. Usually astrocafe.com is the one people usually use, or free apps on your phone if you're into that sort of thing, and check it out and just learn as you go. And it's a growing thing. So, Brianna, cuspers can look mainly for their moon signs also. Yeah, your sun, the everything the light touches. What about that over there, Dad? Oh, don't go there. That's the moon. Ooh, the darkness, the shadow work, the tide, the things, like underneath your skin. These things. Da, 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 da. Everything the sun touches, that the light is touching your sun sign, the gravity, the pull, the force, the middle of the universe, the galaxy, actually. That what people usually are when they're sitting at the Chinese, restaurant looking down and going, "Oh, I'm a rat." This is your sun sign, what people see. But your moon sign is how you feel. It's what's under your skin. And so I'm a Virgo, so I'm pretty consistent. And that would be true. So the moon might be what people who get to know you intimately get to see. And if those are very different from each other, your sun and moon are opposite, people will be like, "You're crazy," or think that you're inconsistent. It won't be. It'll just be that the inside and outside, your yin and your yang, are different. Mandy said, you said something about the 12 houses. So the 12 houses are usually how things get broken down in sacred geometry. It's showing itself. You have two, yin and yang, plus and minus, polarity, masculine, feminine. And then from there, it breaks down into earth, water, air, fire. 2 becomes 4. Then 4 will become 12. You're going to have the 3 earth, the 3 water, the 3 air, the 3 fire, and it's going to start breaking down as it expands. It also will show itself in the 12 houses of astrology, how a person begins to have their balance of alchemy in their vessel. If you're doing Reiki, yoga, Vedic work, mantras, CBD, CBT, DBD, chakra work, aura photography, Carillion photography, acupressure, acupuncture, region work, emotional release technique, any of these, music therapy, anything that utilizes the electromagnetic spectrum, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, you're going to see it begin to be broken down into 12, which will also be the 12 houses in astrology, which is nice. So kind of cool. You can choose whatever belief system you want. They're all going to be explaining the same thing and using the same tools of measurement. Math. Yes, math. What? Math? It's good. Matt helped me with my birth chart, and I finally figured out my moon sign. I want to know what it is. Want to know what it is? What is your moon sign? My moon sign's Virgo. Virgo. When in doubt, it's a Virgo. But yeah, that's going to be how you really feel. And then from there, you've got your Mercury. That's your communication, your thoughts, what you're thinking about. Pisces, Venus, my 12th, moon in Scorpio. Ooh. Moon is in Scorpio. Ooh. So that, Scorpio is water. It's not fire, as people often think. And it's sneaky, poison, venom. It's pinchers. It's always getting you in your sock, man. You never hear a herd of scorpions coming. They're so cool. Exoskeletons, wild and creepy. So, water, Pisces, Venus, water with your moon and Scorpio. That's yeah. My dad is a moon in Scorpio too, so I get those. Yeah, very sexy, seductive, intuitive, but very touchy-feely too. So powerful and probably very good at Reiki as well. Um, I love looking at people's birth charts doing forensic psychology, by the way. My sun sign is a Scorpio, so I'm going to try and find my moon sign. Very interesting. It is interesting. And Matt and I, throughout the year, are going to be doing workshops each month where we go through certain signs. We help people get to know topics. And one of the things we'll be doing is like going through each house or each planet sign so that you get to know them, that you can see them. For me, I personify them a lot like the Greeks or other cultures have, but I see them almost as Hollywood celebrities or pop culture icons, and getting to know those certain energies in that way has helped me better understand how to use astrology. And then when you realize that, oh my gosh, astrology is also in my tarot cards, what? And it's, I mean, that the fact that it is all connected is so nice, because then you're like, what? It's the same as when someone's doing Reiki. What? That person that told me to go get a tourmaline, it's because not only that it's a hexagram or an ite, meaning that it grows in a certain way and it's repelling certain types of energy, and you better not get water on it, and that the certain colors are going to line up with certain body systems and actually heal you, like the flowers and the herbs. And oh my gosh, it's just really cool. It's all very connected. And I truly enjoy it. I love that Mother Nature kind of guides and provides that way. And it gives me a sense of security, which we all need right now, because remember, I told you that it's Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. So Matt has that major problem with water people. No, Matt doesn't have a problem with water people. We often will share, though, like what rubs us the wrong way, or what gives us those uncomfortable feelings, or what we know we just don't mesh well. And for me, it's air signs, because they are questioning what you know and might be quite dramatic. And I appreciate skepticism, not gossip. So it's kind of a weird thing. I have been working with tourmaline today and yesterday, so very crazy synchronicity. I had my tourmaline on earlier. I just recently took it off because I was showering, so I took it off. Reiki, Reiki. Reiki. Energy work through the body, working through energy systems, very similar to like it's ancient Japanese and Asian forms, Eastern cultures of moving chi energy or life force energy through the body with energy of the universe. You can do it with light, you can do it with sound. Aborigines in Australia do it with didgeridoos. It's fantastic. People in native cultures have done it with drums and fire and smoke and chanting, raising vibrations to change the molecular movement of your system. And Reiki does it with a sense of empathy and intent, and then other tools too. A lot of people that I know that do it will integrate different tools like stones and gemology and aromatherapy and things like that, but helping you heal by helping you heal through your energy. And you don't necessarily have to, I know people are going to get mad at me for saying it, get the piece of paper like the ghost hunter certification. It actually is one of those fine lines where some people will want to gatekeep it and say that you're appropriating and that it's quite sacred. And it is sacred in that it's not as cheap as a piece of paper. It's a lifestyle and it's a belief system, and it is integrated in every part of our being. And if you're going to learn it or apply it or teach it, that it would be something that's a little bit more meaningful than that. So it's kind of an oxymoron in itself, some of the ways that those tools from other cultures have found themselves planted in Western system that usually is trying to reject it will say that it's crazy witchcraft stuff, and people go, "What? Cupping? Huh? Acupuncture? What? Piercings and tattoos for trauma?" Yes, there's actually some really cool things, techniques that people have done for centuries to denote change, transformation, and use systems of the body and pressure points to release tension and change the way energy is moving through the body. So it's kind of cool. And I love holistic treatments. It's nice to know there's options. There's nothing ever wrong with options, right? Right. So, Shine, thank you for asking. And definitely check it out. If you ever have any questions, let me know. I've always got my little black book of people that I go to that, I practice Reiki in my own way. It's not taught to me by a Japanese man, or nor do I have a piece of paper for it. But, my grandmother and other nurturing people throughout my life, that whenever I was in pain, midwives, or massage therapists or friends or family, even just like with hugs, being able to understand like touch and movement and how energy feels and personal space and boundary, and how to move it and things like that. I kind of feel like everyone has the ability, but honing it is a whole different thing. So, yeah, good. Shine says, "I found it. I found it in a search." Good, 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 good. I hope that you go down a wormhole and just really love it. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about any of that kind of fun stuff, occult things or spirituality or holistic stuff, definitely let me know. And the silly rabbit 89 says, "Wait, quick! I need a card before you go." Let me pull because I'm not sure. I just put the deck back. Oh, Page of Cups. Learning about love, going from the little league to the big leagues with the big boys. The Page of Cups, though, still says there's a sense of innocence, a little bit of a hazing and initiation space, learning, not quite feeling good enough, but feelings, intuitive, the open vessel, the empty cup, ready to learn, ready to grow, new relationships, and maybe some uncertainty sometimes, because those feelings, the momentum going into an empty cup, it can feel quite overwhelming, but it's exciting because the page says you're capable. Someone said, "Yes, let that intern in." So you've got your foot in the door. That's exciting. This is newness. So, and it's a suggestion for a relationship or intuitive opportunity for growth. So, all of those things are exciting in my realm. And I am excited to see that you're feeling it. So, silly rabbit 89. I hope that makes sense to you. All right, guys, I am going to jump off here and finish the evening. It's 12:20. So I'm going to go downstairs and check in on the family. And don't forget, I've done the astrology cheat for tomorrow, but I will be joining in tomorrow on social media. So you can catch me for some more free readings and tarot cards and all of that stuff. Tag a friend, share this, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, guys, be safe, keep warm, and I will talk to you then. Bye-bye.